These past few years, anime has been peaking and crashing. Not because the shows aren't good, but because they don't really know how to end. Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Oshinoko, all of them built like modern day epics, each with insane highs, viral arcs, and generational impact. Then the ending hits, and it's suddenly a different conversation. I wouldn't say it's a bad conversation, but I wouldn't say it's exactly a good one, depending on the person you're talking to. Fans burn volumes, timeline explodes, entire communities go into meltdown mode. And I'm not here to decide whether these endings were good or bad. I'm here because of something a friend said to me. He said, maybe anime isn't meant to end. Wild take, right? That one sentence stuck in my brain. And when I decided to look and think about it, maybe they were onto something. The most talked about anime right now, Frieren, Re:Zero, Apothecary, One Piece, none of them have ended. And when they do, will they still hold that same weight? Because lately, the final episode doesn't just wrap up the story, it rewrites the legacy. Let's be honest, we've seen some endings crash hard. Jujutsu Kaisen had momentum like nothing else. Gojo vs Sakuna was an event, not just a fight. The kind of momentum that makes you feel like you are reading history. Then the final stretch. Characters were sidelined or rushed back into spotlight. Plot twists felt unearned. Deaths lost meaning. And when a story that carried this much emotional investment doesn't pay off, people react. Online backlash was immediate. Memes, meltdowns, entire threads rewriting what should have happened. My Hero Academia also followed a similar path. A story about ideals, legacy, and growth ended with a chaotic pacing and dropped threads. Characters who were once symbolized so much became a noisy background character. It wasn't just disappointment, it was betrayal. But keep in mind, these are manga, and My Hero Academia actually had a follow-up the following week from the author about a more refined ending that people were more satisfied with. But still, I watched a video by Uncle Huss. I'll leave it in the description. He talked about shonen endings and made a really good point, saying there were 16 Shonen Jump series that concluded since 2010. 75% ended badly by fan standards. Now that's beyond coincidence. And the ones that did end well were mostly the sports ones or the slice of life ones, not even the shonen ones. Now, that's a systematic issue. If you want more details about the shonen aspects and why this is happening, you should watch this video. It's really, really good. But I'm packing the general issue and understanding why this is happening. Anime and manga don't follow the same production pipeline as most media. They are built on serialization, created in real time, watched and critiqued in real time. There's no full draft before publishing, no rewrites, no retcons, everything is permanent. It's a high wire act, performed weekly in public. This affects everything. Characters evolve as fan favorite emerges, arcs blend under editorial pressure, themes shift as author's vision changes with time, health, and the weekly grind. So by the time we reach the ending, it might not even be the same story when it started. That's not a flaw. It's part of the art, but it also means many stories stumble across the finish line, not sprint. Now add fan expectations with theories, leaks, real-time breakdowns. Endings don't just drop in silence. they're dissected before they even release. The endings isn't a surprise anymore. It's a test. And no matter what the result is, someone is gonna call it failure. I mean, we all have a standard of what's bad and good, but it's not a crazy thing to say that a lot of people have been seeing big anime that have ended fall into controversy. And that's a level of scrutiny no medium faces the same way. Now, not all endings fail. Some crush it, but let's really look at what separates them. Take Darling in the Franxx. Beautifully animated, emotional potential, characters with depth, then alien twists, clunky themes, rushed pacing, and a finale that felt like it forgot what the first half promised. Same with Erased, a deeply personal mystery grounded in trauma and tension. Then a villain reveal that felt cartoonish, a final arc that sidestepped the emotional payoff. These aren't just bad endings, they're endings that break trust. Now, the flip side. Steins Gate built its final reveal slowly, carefully, connecting every thread with purpose. The sacrifice meant something, the resolution earned. Your Line April gives you the answer early. It's just hiding in plain sight. When it lands, it feels inevitable and heartbreaking. Assassination Classroom had a premise that seemed jokey but evolved into one of the most resonant, reflective stories in anime. Its ending hit hard because it stayed true. The difference? The best endings don't just resolve, they reflect. They don't just chase shock, they complete the emotional arc they promised from the beginning. They don't have to be happy, they just have to be honest. Let's go wide for a second. Let's go back to shonen. The big four: Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. The old generation didn't rush. Some of these arcs dragged, for sure. Some of the endings might have not been perfect, but we had time to sit with them, forgive missteps, and then let the legacy settle. Now look at today's titles: Demon Slayer, JJK, MHA, and this is a little bit odd one, but Oshinoko. These shows exploded instantly. They go from debut to anime of the year in a season. And that's not always good. Faster rise can equal a harder fall. There's no room to grow organically, no time to course correct. And social media, that adds more fire to the fuel, to every mistake that happens. A single mistranslation goes viral. A leak 3 days early ruins pacing. Threads with 1,000 opinions shape the perception before the episode even airs. And One Piece, when that ending drops, it's going to be a cultural moment, but it's also going to be judged in real time by millions of voices. And if Oda even slightly misses the emotional mark, the most beloved series of all time could be split down the middle. So, does the ending really matter? Yes and no. Let's say Frieren ends badly, like really badly. Does that mean the quiet power of its first season vanishes? The way it captured memory, grief, and time? The way it made stillness feel sacred? Of course not. But people will act like it does. Because the ending is the last impression. It becomes the punchline, the tweet, the legacy. Even if the rest of the journey was something truly special. The truth is, anime isn't just about the final episode. It's about the way it made you feel along the way. That one scene that hit the nerve, that one quote that stayed with you, that character that helped you through something you didn't want to say out loud. A good ending honors that journey, but a bad one doesn't erase it. Anime that keeps going stays loved. Anime that ends well becomes legend. Most don't get it either, but the ones that do, they become part of you. So yeah, endings are messy, they're emotional, and obviously they are subjective. They might make you mad, they might make you cry, they might feel unfair. But if a story gave you something real before the credits rolled, if it gave you a moment of truth, then it already did its job. If you want to see an ending that landed, that stayed with me long after the screen faded away to black, check out my other video on Orb. Thanks for being here. Until next time, keep watching, keep feeling, and remember, not every story ends perfectly, but some still end right.